Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. We're not gonna waste too much time. We're gonna get into our reaction video. We sliding over to Rivah TV. Yes, Lord. She has a video called Kevin Samuels Was Right. So we got to see what that's about. I haven't watched it, so we're going to go full authentic reaction right here, right now. And y'all know how it is when I tap in with Rivah, you know what I mean? And just add to the commentary, you know, bring another nuance to the conversation. Give me 1 second. There we go. All right, chat, let's roll.
What is it with a lot of, I said a lot of, many of them, not all of them, black women in the grocery store, you look them right in the face and you say hello and they act like you didn't say anything.
Black lady in the grocery store who did not speak back to you when you said, hey, please understand, sir, be glad that you spoke to her and not me. Because there is a black woman that will meet you with that fire.
We have civilized the world and done such a good job in first world countries to where women, in this case, black women, are offended just to be asked to smile. It's offensive.
Rivah TV.
Oh, we got a good one. We got a good one.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. So I saw this in the wonderful world of Instagram, and basically this man was posing a question of why black women don't speak to men when they're in the grocery store, which was interesting because it was a similar topic of conversation with Kevin Samuels, in which, you know, that conversation was basically of why women aren't smiling anymore.
Somebody told you to smile and you said you were what, offended?
Yeah.
Why?
So we're going to go ahead and get into the entire situation, the video, the feedback that he got from women on TikTok. And I'm going to give you guys my opinions on this entire situation.
So I just
real quick before he get into it, shout out to Rivah TV, doing an amazing job as always, looking amazing as always, and we gonna do amazing content as always. Shout out to Rivah TV. Make sure y'all tap in with her and subscribe to her channel and turn on them notifications. She dropped consistent just like we do here at the Classic Codes. Let's roll.
came out of Kroger's to buy some groceries for next week. And I've got a question. God has had me in this period of isolation these last few months. So I just want to make sure I didn't miss the memo. So what is it with a lot of, I said a lot of, many of them, not all of them, black women in the grocery store, you look them right in the face and you say hello and they act like you didn't say anything. Am I missing something, or is there a memo that I did not hear about? This is Dr. Dex. Remember, Dr. Dex.
Hey, hold on. So listen, for him to get online, he got to know that what he just said is inflammatory. And if you know it's inflammatory and you take it to TikTok anyway.
Natural born crash dummy. And he go crash out. He go crash out.
And I'm going to let him do it.
So again, he's coming off of like, hey, he said he was in a position of isolation. So he's like, let me know if I missed something. Was there something going around on social media? Like, is there something that literally happened? Because, you know, based off of the color of his beard, the color of his hair, you know, I would assume that he is just talking about normal manners, right? Where you see somebody and you acknowledge their existence and, you know, you give them feedback or response that you've seen or heard them speak to you. And so as he's saying, he's like, did I miss a memo? Am I tripping? Like, let me know what the situation is, because obviously it's something that he is not used to experiencing. Now, me, for one, you know, I'm, you know, kind of used to that. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of used to, you know, doing a smile or, you know, saying good morning and hearing, you know, no answer. I'm kind of used to that. But there were women who actually ended up responding to his conversation, responding to his thought processes, and wanted to let him know what the deal is and why they are not, you know, responding to him in a certain manner.
Black lady in the grocery store who did not speak back to you when you said, hey, please understand, sir, be glad that you spoke to her and not me, because there is a black woman that will meet you with that fire if you don't back your and stop talking to me. What the entitlement, the audacity, because you speak to me does not. I'm in the South too. Because you speak to me don't mean, oh, I have to. What? Men, do y'all agree with this? Women, do y'all, like, as a Black woman, do I have to speak with you? Can I go in and buy my groceries and go home to feed my family? You're not paying for the groceries. I'm probably uninterested because it looks like that gut was busting over. You couldn't even look down there and see anything that you could do anything to do. Well, what's your purpose? Okay. Be glad she didn't meet you with that fire.
Okay. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in. Let's get right on to it.
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
I need all the good ass women to be a little louder.
Classic.
This can't be y'all representation outside. I need all the good ass women that's still in existence that can validate. They got their Carfax. You know what I'm saying? They can validate. I need y'all to be a little louder.
Classic.
This woman can't be y'all representation. There's no way, no how this person could be the spokesperson for the sisterhood. Common courtesy is gone. Rude is normal. Up in fire. Now, I just spoke to 4 beautiful women yesterday for about 2 hours. Okay? And we discussed femininity in great detail, at great lengths. I'm coming to the comments. And today, here I come over to holler at my baby Rivah, see what's going on. We looking at this, my first watch, just like it's y'all's probably. You see what I'm saying? And the man just asking, why when I say hi at the grocery store, you ignore me like I'm not there? Why? What's going on with that? And this sister saw that and was like, if it was me, I'd have called manslaughter. That's nasty work. We got a comment. April says, I know they're specifically speaking on Black women, but I will say people, period, man/woman, Black, white, are less friendly these days, period. I agree. I think that's a side effect from the shutdown. Certain words I'm trying not to use. I don't want to get flagged. April said they feel as though when someone is being friendly, they have ulterior motives. Yep. Yeah, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. I know nobody asks, but it's the codes, right? So I'm gonna tell y'all, you know what I mean? That's one of my biggest pet peeves is me being kind to a woman and her assuming that I want her, and then her either giving me receptive or rejection energy, and there was no advance made in the first place. You giving me receptive or rejection energy, and I haven't even made a pass. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, and then it be having me feeling away like, shorty, I don't want you. I don't be wanting to say it like that, but that's how that should be making me feel. Like, shorty, I don't want you. Like, get over yourself a little bit. I ain't give you no choosing signals, no nothing. You just, motherfucker, I'm just a pleasant person, and you just take it too far and shit. You ever, hey, fellas in the chat, y'all ever been rejected and didn't make a pass? Hey, excuse me, I got a husband. Hey, your tire flat. Oh, yeah, call your husband. Fuck you talking about. April said, not everyone is out to date you or want you in that way. Just common courtesy. Speak, damn it. Yeah. Yep. April said, or just smile and nod. Yep. Body language is also communication. You know what I mean? There's oftentimes I don't talk when I'm in public. You know, somebody will say, you know, hey, how you doing? And I'll give them a firm head nod. It's a clear gesture. Eye contact, head nod. I spoke. You know what I mean? All of that counts. Yeah, we cracking that code.
Classic.
But yeah, let's move into the topic further. Let's go.
Because not only did she not speak, you felt it enough. So I know you were just hawking her down probably too. And that's this woman. Then you keep looking at me a little too hard. You gonna make me uncomfortable. And don't make me nervous now.
So I want to say this based off of what that woman said, right? In my personal opinion, she created an entire narrative of he must have been hawking her down. She even talked about, you know, bringing a weapon into the occasion, you know, because if somebody's looking at her, like how did it escalate so far from that situation? Like, how did a weapon get introduced to a conversation of a man asking why women do not say hello to them? And interestingly enough, these are the same women who say that they're the least protected, that nobody cares about them, that, you know, society forgets about them, and, you know, they're victimized in all these situations. And here we hear a man who asked a very simple question. It wasn't invasive. It wasn't aggressive. It wasn't disrespectful. It's not that he was trying to holler at her. He literally said that he walked past a woman and said hello to her, and she did not respond to him. She acted like he never existed.
So what is it with a lot of, I said a lot of, many of them, not all of them, black women in the grocery store, you look them right in the face and you say hello and they act like you didn't say anything.
And she took that situation and decided to say, oh, you better be lucky it's her and not some other people, because we would have had that fight. Like, how did that get introduced to the situation?
Because there is a black woman that will meet you with that fire.
Is that where we are as a community? That, you know, a man who's just saying hello, good morning, who's just trying to be cordial, you know, be friendly to a stranger, that you have to talk about the fact that you better be happy you tried that with somebody else and not me, because basically, you know, you would have caught the pow pow, like over a greeting. And then when the conversation is, posed of how did we get this far as a community, when we were such a collective, when we were such a united front, when we were such a solid unit, and women tried to act like it has nothing to do with them changing their behaviors. These are the conversations that need to be pinpointed. Because what are you talking about? She asked the question. She's like, oh, so, you know, do I have to say hello?
Men, do y'all agree with this? Women, do y'all, like, as a black woman, do I have to speak with you?
I believe that's wrong. And you are able to, if you don't want to acknowledge somebody when you're outside or when you're in your, you know, personal time or whatever, you're not in a mood, whatever, you have every right to not acknowledge somebody if you want to. Like, don't get it twisted. This is not like, oh, it's a force that you have to do this and you have to do that. You don't have to do anything. But it says a lot about you. It says a lot of the way that you are viewing the world. It says a lot of the way that you are viewing your male counterparts. If it is such a problem to you that person greeting you and being courteous to you triggers you and inflames you in such a, explosive way. That's crazy. And then she also pinpointed that situation where she's talking about like, oh, he has to, what are you going to do? Buy my groceries?
You're not paying for the groceries? I'm probably uninterested.
Yeah. Hold on, Rivah. I know. I'm sorry to interject, baby. I got to say this. I always got to stress 2 different languages. It's 2 different languages. Ladies, there's 2 different languages. The language of women who are wives and fit, either wives or fit to be wives, or women who will be chronically single and struggle with dating. 2 different languages. So for the man to simply say hello in the grocery store, for you to be courteous to him in return, he needs to potentially be paying for the groceries. And then she hit this elder gentleman here. She hit Pops, bro Nell. She hit him with an ad hominem attack. Talk about his gut. He looked like he got a gut and all this, that, and the third. It's nasty work. All I'm saying is, good ladies, good ass women, if y'all still out there, be a little bit louder.
Classic.
Because the ones that's talking the loudest, bad representation. It's bad representation.
To a conversation I had the other day, it's like, at one point, are you guys not going to understand that is considered dry begging? So if this man, you deemed him to be attractive, if this man, looked at him as somebody who has money that could possibly sponsor your trip to the grocery store, then that would have changed your interaction. So when men have the standpoint of it's only based off of what's in my pocket or what I bring to a situation that people are kind to me or nice to me, you are proving that situation to be true.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And again, we're not talking about a man who's trying to holler at a woman. We're not talking about a man who's trying to get somebody's number. We are talking about a man who just said the word hello, and it triggered so much of these negative responses from women. And that's why I said before that it reminds me of the conversation that Kevin Samuels had about, when he's talking to a woman about women not, being gracious or even having a smile when they are in public, or when somebody gives them that friendly nod or whatever the case.
Somebody told you to smile, and you said you were what, offended?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Because it's like, why is it such a demand for women to, well, especially for Black women, to just always look a certain way? Like, why can't we just naturally be whatever we feel?
You got so I want to get this clear. Someone just says, "Hey, smile," and it's offensive to you?
I mean, for the most part, it just comes across as like demanding. And I'm not saying
Demanding.
that I feel, yes.
Huh.
Hey, rest in peace to the Godfather, dog. We miss you, dog. We miss you. Look at him cook. Look at him. Look at him. Look at hold on, folks. What he do? Hey, next queen codes when they say something I disagree with, but I'm not allowed to disagree because it's about letting them talk. When they say something, next time I'll hit their ass with the KS. I'm gonna hit their ass with. Yeah, Cook.
Classic.
Like, what if I don't feel like smiling? What if I'm in deep thought? What if I'm listening to something that's
This is
serious
where
and it's not something I want to smile about?
This is where we're at. We have civilized the world and done such a good job in first world countries to where women, in this case Black women, are offended just to be asked to smile. It's offensive.
It doesn't come off as a question of asking or requesting. It's almost a demand. Smile, beautiful. It's like, can I just relax?
Well, how about if no one said a damn thing to you? What if every man just left you the fuck alone? Excuse my French. What if every man just left you alone? What if no Black man said anything to you, just ignored you? Would that be better?
I'd be really sad.
Classic.
Oh, so you want us to engage you the way you want to be engaged, but you don't want to engage us the way we like to be engaged. Makes a whole lot of sense.
So men.
Classic.
Now, I've been in situations before where I haven't been in the most pleasant mood. Okay, maybe I have a lot going on personally, or I have a lot on my mind, and I have literally been in spaces where I've had men saying like, "Dang, why are you looking like that? You need to smile. You too pretty to be frowning," or some kind of jovial thing like that. And I never got offended by it, because I understand that what they're trying to do in that situation is bring light. So whatever it is that you're going through, or whatever problem that you're having that you're wearing on you, they're trying to change that. Like they're trying to be like, turn that frown upside down. They don't say it in that way, but I've always understood that was the main reason as to why they were engaging in conversation when they see that you are looking in a certain way. Now, I believe that, context is obviously necessary. Like, obviously, if it's late at night and you're in a dark alley, I don't know why, as a woman, you'd be, in a dark alley by yourself late at night, and you see a man, maybe you're not going to be as friendly. Maybe you're not going to be as open to conversation or hellos or whatever, because you're in, survival mode or self-protection mode. And that's completely understandable. But in a common space on a regular basis, or on a normal day, when somebody's just saying hello to you, and like I said, being courteous, and he's noticing that other women from other backgrounds or other situations are more courteous and on a consistent basis, it's like, Black women, when he's said hello to them, are acting like, why are you talking to me? Like, greeting with, or giving that face of like, who he think he talking to, over just a hello thing. That is alarming.
Women shouldn't have to feel obligated to smile to Black men. We're holding a lot of trauma. We're holding a lot of problems, mental health issues.
Hold on. How old are you?
24.
I'm gonna say this one more time. I need you to pay attention. I need all Black women to pay attention. The world does not owe you understanding or me understanding. If you have all this trauma, go seek professional help.
Classic.
Because the rest of us do not have to suffer you.
Okay, it's easy to tell Black women and Black people
Do you not
in the Black community to get help.
Whose responsibility is it to get the help they need?
But it's not available readily to our community.
That is bullshit.
With the wealth gap growing, how many people
whose
can
responsibility is it to get the mental health they need.
Classic.
Who?
Come on.
It is ultimately the responsibility of us to get the mental health that we need. But I'm letting you know that we are very underserved.
You can't make this stuff up
at all. Folks.
Classic.
So you say we're underserved. You got to tell me that the therapists that already exist are overloaded. We don't go get help, man. You say the traumas. If I accept them, then you got to do something about them. Because what about the traumas that the Black man has to deal with? But we still have to get out here and be functioning people in society, contributing. You don't get to walk around and say, have a special victim status.
It's so ironic that, you know, he's called so many things. You know, I say it all the time on a consistent basis that he just called out so many things and so many problems and holes. And that's why, you know, as time is going on, even though he's no longer present in the physical, like there's always ways or, you know, places that we're going to be able to go back to his conversations and be able to pull from them and use them in the conversations that we're having, even, you know, years down the line, because, you know, the you know, truth cannot be overrode. Even if you didn't like the approach, you didn't like the feelings, the truth that was being spoken is something that is, you know, undeniable. And even in that situation, when he's talking about, you know, this young woman, and he's talking about the smile, and, you know, it's up to you because you're on your own journey. You know, if you are in a space that you cannot, you know, function freely or normally around other people, that is going to be up to you and to your job and your responsibility to do the work within yourself. Now, obviously, if somebody is going through something, it's harder for them to, you know, be able to express certain emotions because they are, you know, maybe being overloaded in their mind with whatever it is that they're going through. But I think that it would be a little bit hard to believe that that is the case majority of the time.
Holding a lot of trauma, we're holding a lot of problems.
I can see that being a portion of the situation, but I don't think that is the truth the majority of the time. The truth of the matter is that a lot of women at this age and stage that we are in life have disdain for men. 100%. Like once they see a man, they have an issue with that. They have a problem with just his male presence alone. And because of that, you know, because of all the talk on social media, because of the way that, you know, women are like, oh, men are beneath us, because of this whole feminist mindset and perspective, you know, they are unable to have compassion or even just, like I said before, common courtesy with a man, because they do not see the value in him as a being or as a person.
Shit.
And, you know, a lot of times I feel like the only traits that women know of a woman is of a masculine woman, right? That's a fuse between the masculine energy and the feminine. And a feminine woman is nurturing. A feminine woman, you know, doesn't move around, you know, like a bulldozer, right? A feminine woman is compassionate, is nurturing, is soft, is, you know, courteous. And that's just by nature.
Classic.
You know, if a feminine woman is around and she sees, you know, a child or a person or whatever, she is easily prone to have compassion for them, just out of her nature.
Yeah, I agree with Rivah wholeheartedly. And it's not just because, you know what I mean, we locked in like that. It's more so like she just gets it. She understands. Listen, like, I really feel like, and this is, I'll tell y'all what it's my feelings. That's why I'm saying I feel like in April, I see all your comments. I'm coming to the comments in a second. I really do feel like it's a situation where, you know, a woman that's in a situation where she's independent at the moment still can operate in femininity. It's a decision. It is a decision. You can femininely call the police when you feel in danger. You can like there's not like if your child get in trouble, if your child getting bullied at school, normally, you know, the dad can go up there and, you know, regulate and be a more dominant male presence, right? But just because the dad isn't present and the mother is alone, don't mean she got to go up there with her chest swelled out. She can still go up there as a lady and request for answers, and then take the next step of action that's needed from there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like the whole concept of like I am forced to behave a certain way because I gotta pay my own bills and look over my own shoulder. I just don't buy it. But that's just me.
Classic.
That's just me. I don't buy it. So we had Jay Zilla in the chat said 333. What up, Jay Zilla? April said Kevin Samuels bullseye, not undeserved. You have to seek it. Have to seek what? I know you posted that a minute ago. What you were talking about? April, then she said it's there, go get it. We have to be our own advocates when it comes to mental health care and physical health care, period. Facts. That's a fact. April said that's a whole other subject though. Oh yeah. We can stay on that subject all day. It's definitely a big deal.
Classic.
Super important subject. Rivah bullseye. You talking about for me? Oh, you talking about her point. Okay. Jay Zilla. In the beginning, it's the two could play that game movie effect on site. What you mean? Which part of two could play that game? Which part? April said, absolutely classic. I appreciate it. Underserved in healthcare. Oh, I got you. Yeah. I don't know that we're underserved. I think healthcare is undersought because you can get you some healthcare. If you really want some healthcare, you can get you some healthcare. So like, I think it's just undersought. I don't think it's underserved at all. You got so many people that got opinions on therapy and mental health care and all different types of stuff that never been, or maybe their life been so decent that they never necessarily been in a dark enough space to where they felt like they needed it to climb out, or maybe they just built in a way where that's not necessarily for them in particular, but they'll spew rhetoric as if they know what they're talking about, and they'll deter somebody else from going to go get the help they need. And that's the type of shit that I can't get with.
Classic.
Let's go.
And so it's a lot of times that when women step out of their nature, they no longer are able to function normally to everybody else because everybody else knows their space and everybody else knows their place, but they don't.
I just want to make sure I didn't miss the memo. So what is it with black women in the grocery store? You look them right in the face and you say hello and they act like you didn't say anything. Am I missing something, or is there a memo that I did not hear about?
So since you asked if you missed anything, I'm going to go ahead and fill you in. I think a lot of women are tired. They are tired of men thinking that the slightest bit of politeness means that a woman is flirting with them. A hello, a how you doing, a smile. Women don't want to entertain men when they're grocery shopping.
Now, I want to stop here for just a second. I'm going to let her continue. I think that there's context that matters. That man said a simple hello, right? And you can either say, I've got so many men, okay, on a consistent basis, because I try to be as pleasant as I can, you know, even regardless of whatever. I try. I'm not saying I'm always perfect. I'm not saying I always hit the mark. But one thing I do have is that I genuinely am a courteous person. And so I've had men, you know, sometimes you're in the grocery store and you have men who don't even work in the grocery store. They're like filling the shelves or whatever. And if I walk into an aisle and they're there and they say hello, I'm going to say hello back. You know, like, you know, I'm just being courteous. And I think a lot of women have a hard time understanding how to, you know, be able to have a conversation with somebody, even if you're not interested in them. Like, it's okay to have a conversation and respectfully decline. And respectfully keep it moving and not have to worry, like in this public lit, you know, place, you don't have to engage. You don't have to be disrespectful. You don't have to be demeaning. You don't have to be rude. Like, you can just be courteous and let it be known that I was just saying hello and not let it go further than that. Like, you don't have to move forward. But if you
Rivah, I was told yesterday by the Queen's Code panel that it's dangerous. It's completely dangerous to be courteous. That you can get punched on trying to be courteous and say no respectfully, will have somebody over advancing 10 different. This is what I was told by a panel of women, Rivah. I'm not disagreeing with them women. I ain't even agreeing with you. I'm just saying what you saying ain't what they were saying yesterday on the Queen's Code panel. If y'all missed it, make sure y'all go back to the live stream. And then, you know, I'll be busting it down in the clips later. But yeah, you know. That's not what they said. They said it get dangerous out here being courteous. So I need greater understanding. Talk to me, chat.
Already have this chip on your shoulder, assuming that this man wants something from you, even if he actually doesn't. To me, that sounds like you might have some work within yourself to where you feel that the only time that a man wants to approach you or have a conversation with you is because he needs something from you. That might be a you issue, not necessarily the truth of what's happening in your surroundings.
Oftentimes when they're at the gym, when she's working out, she doesn't want you to tap her on her shoulder while she has her headphones on and speak to her.
Now, this is moving the goalposts because we're talking about being in the grocery store and somebody saying hello. Now you're going to somebody physically touching somebody else and getting into their personal space and somebody trying to holla at her. That's two very different conversations. If we want to have a conversation about somebody trying to holla at you, as I said, you can respectfully decline, whatever. But I also wanted to stick to the conversation of this man said something about saying hello. And you're saying that, you know, maybe some women are saying that, you know, that the hello could be misunderstood for somebody trying to holla at them. Fine. But now we're in the gym. Like, when do we get in the gym?
Yeah. That's how they gaslight, Rivah. That's how they gaslight. April said, and men are tired too. Just because they speak does not mean they want anything else. Facts. Jay Zilla said, Shantae Smith, a.k.a. Vivica Fox, while the plot is opening until the known ills of the corporate life got them ideals confirmed. Okay. But how does that tie into this? How's that tie into this, Jay Zilla? Welcome to the chat today too, bro. But well, Rivah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, moving the goalpost, that's a form of gaslight. Because the man specifically said you look a woman in the eye and say hello, and then she ignore you like, you know, like you're not there or whatever the case may be. This woman then turned it into a man walking up to you and tapping you on your shoulder, physically touching you. How you hear one thing and then respond to something totally different. It's crazy to me.
We was in the grocery store.
Yeah.
When she's on a walk, just minding her business with her sunglasses on, her headphones, and her phone in landscape mode, she doesn't want to stop and talk to the shirtless man. Women understand that some men are only nice and polite to the women that they find attractive. So we're always very careful about how much attention and how much encouragement we give random men. They probably just want to get their groceries and be left alone. They probably just want to work out and be left alone. They probably just want to go on a walk and be left alone. Keywords, be left alone. What I think some men need to understand is not every woman is playing hard to get. Some women actually are.
Again, I think that this what the conversation that she's having would have more merit if these men were all trying to highlight this woman. But you have a lot of women who are delusional and believe that because a man is saying hello to them or because a man opened the door for them, that he's trying to get their number, that he's trying to highlight them. Like, men are very active, you know, on pursuit. Like, if they are trying to pursue you, you're going to know there's not going to be anything misconstrued. You're not going to be confused. You're not going to have to read between the lines. Like, if he's going to approach you, that's what he's going to do. And there's this
check your DM, Rivah.
This disdain of, oh, they want to be left alone. But then at the same time, we see these same women eventually hit the wall or get to certain ages and stages in life, and then they're crying on the internet and asking, where are all the men at? And how come men don't approach them in public? And how come men don't try to highlight them? And how come, they're forgotten about? Like, there's two parts of this same exact conversation. And you have the right to be left alone. You have the right to, not want to be bothered. You have the right. But at the same time, if you're now in a problem, if you're not in an issue, and you now need help or assistance in a certain manner, and people are more resistant in helping you because they look at you in a space where you're more resistant to even just being courteous to somebody, you can't then complain about that.
Yeah, if you got a social disorder, just say that. If you have a social disorder, just say
Classic.
that. Stay your ass in the house. You could order your groceries. You could order your takeout. You could work from home. If you got a social disorder, just say that, shorty. Don't try to make an excuse for being rude and crass and all that out in public to these random people who are just simply being courteous to you because you got a social disorder. If you have some type of an issue socially where you can't operate or function, you be glitching and shit outside when somebody say hi to you and shit, then stay your ass in the house.
Classic.
Man. Like, for real, how many, I'll sit here quiet, like, let the video rock, and Rivah, she gonna find a real graceful and nice way to say it sometimes, but y'all know me, every once in a while, like, once my little meter go down, I'm
natural born crash dummy.
So like I've been sitting here trying to keep it together, but like I'm sitting here looking at this woman and listen, she's beautiful to somebody, but to me, you know what I'm saying, in regards to like the arena I play in, you know what I mean? She cool, but she not, it ain't a situation where she need to be acting like that. Like everybody speaking to you ain't on that with you. I promise. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Everybody? No, not all of us. Somebody saying hi to you, just being kind. It would be me. It would be me. If I saw her in public and I said hello to her, I would not be shooting my shot. Now, if she played, now if she act like she ain't want to be, but see, she wouldn't treat me like that. Merch. She wouldn't treat me like that. See what I'm saying? She talking about the dudes that she ain't got no interest in. You see what I'm saying? She talking about them. Hold on. See, y'all forgot real quick. Hold on. She wouldn't treat me like that. When they turn around and see a lot of men, I'll be getting it because these women, they'll get on here and talk about the worst of us. They're not talking about the ones of us that fit the criteria. I passed the once over test. When you say excuse me and they turn around and give you the once over, I passed the once over test. I'm passing that. Then what? I bet you don't what you want with me. Yeah. But they'll get on the internet and talk about the worst of us. They'll talk about the dude they least attracted to, or that's super annoying, or whatever the case may be. Like all this talking in circles around reasons to be rude and shit is unacceptable. And I wouldn't be doing my job in regards to.
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
I wouldn't be doing my job if I just let that shit rock and don't say nothing. You see what I'm saying? Shorty out of pocket in so many ways. That's crazy work.
You give up the privilege to then be able to complain. This is just my take on the situation. Again, shout out to the late great Kevin Samuels, for always being ahead of his time and being present in the actual problems that are plaguing women and also our community. And obviously we know that to be true because, like I said, we can keep using him for a point of reference, and we always will be able to do that. So shout out to him. I'd like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down.
Make sure y'all tap in with Rivah TV. Make sure y'all go interact with her channel. Like I said, she dropped a lot of content. I only react to some of it. So turn them notifications on because she drops super consistent, just like we do here at the Classic Codes. But in closing, it's a lot of single women out here that got a bad case of getting in their own way. And then when it's time to like have a real conversation, or when God send them an angel in the form of a friend, or God send them an angel in the form of, a wise, oracle. Because I've been prophesied to just going about my merry day. I've had somebody stop me in my tracks in the middle of working and manifesting something and stop me dead in my tracks. A woman I don't even know, always an older black woman. It's happened to me multiple times. I've had somebody stop me in my tracks in the middle of the day and tell me that everything that I'm working on is going to pan out, in that, what I've been praying about and this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 and that, this, that, and the third. You feel me? I'm not going to tell y'all that, but then, just out of nowhere, and then tell me just have a great day. Won't ask me my name. Won't do nothing. So God gonna send you some answers. It's a lot of people that's hitting the answers back. Pa, they volleying the answers. Pa, God send something else. Pa, send that shit back. Like, come on, man. Like, no, you got a bad case of getting in their own way. That's what's really going on out here. You know what I mean? Like, you got a lot of men out here that they slow play hollering at women because again, because of what this is all about, they slow play hollering at women. So he might start off being courteous. See if he gets some courtesy back. Okay, he gets some courtesy back. Generate a little common conversation. Okay, she giving me some conversation. Then he may, express interest and see where that go for him. A lot of dudes is slow playing it like that. You can't even get past step one because you just got an attitude. And all I'm saying is, I don't think this is all women. I don't think that woman is these women who are speaking are a representation of the best version of women that's out here in the streets. But the good ass women got to be loud.
Classic.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Hit me up at the Classic Codes 777@gmail.com if you want to be on the Queen Codes panel and let us all know and be a representation of how good ass women still around.
Classic.
But we moving on from the reaction video. Shout out to Rivah TV one more time. If you like what you just saw, support the channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and jump in the comments. Talk to me so we could crack these codes. If you want to support the channel monetarily, go to my website and cop some merch, www.theclassiccodes.com. Or you can shoot me a Cash App. Either way, Stick to the codes. Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Hardened my heart and now hardened the